Namaste, and welcome to our continuing series on fine poetry. Today, a selection of fine poetry, part 2, Poems on Light. Pity Me Not Because the Light of Day, by Edna St. Vincent Millay. Pity me not because the light of day, at close of day, no longer walks the sky. Pity me not for beauties passed away from field and thicket as the year goes by. Pity me not the waning of the moon, nor that the ebbing tide goes out to sea, nor that a man's desire is hushed so soon, and you no longer look with love on me. This have I known always. Love is no more than the wide blossom which the wind assails, than the great tide that treads the shifting shore, strewing fresh wreckage gathered in the gales. Pity me that the heart is slow to learn what the swift mind beholds at every turn. A Light Exists in Spring, by Emily Dickinson. A light exists in spring, not present on the year or any other period, when March is scarcely here. A color stands abroad on solitary hills that science cannot overtake, but human nature feels. It waits upon the lawn, it shows the furthest tree, upon the furthest slope we know. It almost speaks to me. Then, as horizons step, or noons report away, without the formula of sound, it passes, and we stay. A quality of loss affecting our content, as trade had suddenly encroached upon a sacrament. The Changing Light, by Lawrence Ferlinghetti. The changing light at San Francisco is none of your East Coast light, none of your pearly light of Paris. The light of San Francisco is a sea light, an island light, and the light of fog blanketing the hills, drifting in at night through the Golden Gate, to lie on the city at dawn, and then the halcyon late mornings after the fog burns off, and the sun paints white houses with the sea light of Greece, with sharp, clean shadows making the town look like it had just been painted. But the wind comes up at 4 o'clock, as sweeping the hills, and then the veil of light of early morning, and then another scrim when the new night fog floats in, and in that veil of light the city drifts anchorless upon the ocean. Tower of Light, by Pablo Neruda. O Tower of Light, sad beauty, that magnified necklaces and statues in the sea, calcareous eye, insignia of the vast waters, cry of the morning petrel, tooth of the sea, wife of the oceanian wind, O separate rose from the long stem of the trampled bush, that the depths converted into archipelago, O natural star, green diadem, alone in your lonesome dynasty, still unattainable, elusive, desolate, like one drop, like one grape, like the sea. June Light by Richard Wilbur. Your voice, with clear location of June days, called me outside the window. You were there, light yet composed, as in the just soft stare of uncontested summer. All things raise plainly their seeming into seamless air. Then your love looked as simple and entire as that picked pear you tossed me, and your face as legible as pear skin's fleck and trace, which promise always wine by mottled fire, more fatal fleshed than ever human grace. And your gay gift, oh, when I saw it fall into my hands through all that naive light, it seemed as blessed with truth and new delight as must have been the first great gift of all. Long Point Light. Poem by Mark Doty. Long points apparitional this warm spring morning, the strand a blur of sandy light, and the square white of the lighthouse separated from us by the bay's ultramarine, as if it were nowhere we could ever go, gleams like a tower's ghost hazing into the rinsed blue of March, our last outpost in the large indetermination of sea. It seems cheerful enough in the strengthening sunlight, fixed point accompanying our walk along the shore. Sometimes I think it's the where we will be, only not yet, like some visible outcropping of the afterlife. In the dark, its deeper invitations emerge. Green witness at night's end, flickering margin of horizon, marker of safety and limit, but limitless, the way it calls me, and where it seems to want us to come. And so I invite it into the poem to speak. And the lighthouse says, here is the world you asked for, gorgeous and opportune. Here is 9 o'clock, harbor-wide, and a glinting code, promise and warning. The morning's the size of heaven. What will you do with it?